The Milo Cup tennis trophy.
Okay. It was only Division 2.
But hey, that's still important, okay?
So what sort of drama? You doing Shakespearean acting?
No, and look, it might have been, I don't know, you asked a great question in the lead up to this. You said, was it drama because of the arts or was it drama because, you know, you're a diva? It depends who you ask, but it was for the dramatic arts.
But both of us are from the Gong.
Yes, both from Wollongong, kids from the Gong. Anyone here from the Gong? Yay!
And we both know of the Taraji Bridge, the one that goes over the railway lines.
It's a bit of local knowledge for you.
The wheels lift off, very steep bridge. You go just fast enough, the wheels lift off and you float through the air.
Yeah.
Don't do this, it's dangerous.
So at Triple J we love music. Did you guys like the intermission music that you heard? Yeah? Okay. Hand selected because while Dr. Karl can answer science questions, I like to think that no matter what your query is, I can always assign a song to it. So UFO Sneaky Sound System always gets a good run, but I thought we might go a little bit deeper into the songs that we just heard, or at least some of them, and look at how the science stacks up with the lyrics. The first one I want to get into, Addison Ray, Diet Pepsi. Take it away.
Break all the rules, till we get caught. Fog up the windows in the parking lot. Summer love, sexy.
Okay.
Fogging up the windows
in the parking lot. So, how long would Addison and her man need to be in the car to fog up the windows?
Okay, I need more information. Is the car stopped or are they doing everything while they're doing blockings?
Honey, it's stopped. They're breaking all the rules in the parking lot.
Okay, so in that case, it depends on how cold the air is on the outside, and if you've got a cold window, then it's more likely to fog up. I'm guessing that they're probably not driving on the cars that have double glazing on the windows?
Probably not.
No, okay, they're probably driving cheaply. So then the second factor is how active are they?
Well, she knows that he wears a certain chain. Her cheeks are red.
Oh, her cheeks are red,
like
okay.
cherries.
Right, okay, so she's radiating heat.
Yes, from her face,
I'm guessing a couple of minutes.
Okay, a couple of minutes?
A couple of minutes.
To fog up the windows.
Hang on, if the air temperature's say 10 degrees C outside, it's the middle of the night, I reckon a couple of minutes they could fog up the windows.
Okay, done. Addison Ray will
Can somebody do the experiment? And if you... but you've got to document it. Remember, the difference between science and screwing around is you've got to write it down. So write it down and you could win a Triple J Fun Pack.
And if you can't write it down, then you can do that Titanic moment and have your hand go across the glass through the print.
And we want a large sample size too, fairly, like in double figures.
Next song we're going to get into is Tame Impala's Let It Happen.
All this running around, trying to cover my shadow.
This question, if you ran faster than the speed of light, would it be possible to outrun your shadow?
Yes. Light travels either 300,000 kilometres a second, or in more human terms, 300 metres in a microsecond. So imagine the sun's over there, you're standing here, and there's a hill, and your shadow is on the hill, and if you move 1 microsecond later, the shadow responds on the hill. So if you move at any speed, you're already running out your shadow, but very slowly, and the faster that you move, the faster you'll outrun your shadow. If you go at say 1,000 times the speed of light, you can travel for 1 second, and the shadow has still not caught up with you. Yes, you can do it. You'd have to break relativity, of course, but that's no worry.
Pass that on to Kevin Parker. And finally, Kate Bush running up that hill.
Yeah.
We're running up that road, we're running up that hill, we're running up that building.
I think you know where this is going. So, running up that road, running up that hill, running up that building. Which of these would take the most physical exertion?
Energy equals mgh. Mass by the gravitational field by the height. So the more height you can cover in the shortest time, you will put out more energy. So on a road, it's only slightly sloped, so you only cover that much height. Up the side of a hill, you're covering more height. Up the building, it's just vertical. So running up the side of a building, something normally only Secret Service agents can do. And I've seen them actually run straight a building. I don't know how they do that. I've seen some person, male or female, in a park, there's somebody saying, there's a cat up the tree, and this person ran at the tree at full speed and then somehow converted their motion into vertical and ran 2 metres up the tree. I don't know how they did it.
So hang on, so the building would take the most physical exertion?
The building would take the most physical energy.
Okay.
But there are people who can actually run up vertical buildings a little bit, maybe 2 metres.
Okay. Now, Triple J is not your most listened to radio station.
It is now. I decided I've been wrong. So I went into Triple J, then I went into classical music, and then I went into FBI where you started, and then I did a big circle. I spent about half an hour on greatest hits of and then each one, and then gave it up. And then I settled in, and I've been listening to you and Luke and Cheddar, and whenever I listen, I'm now switched on to Triple J, and I'm learning so much.
I know,
Oh
but
my God, I had no idea.
our friends at ABC Classic and Jazz wanted to pass on a couple of music-related questions. Are we happy
Yep.
for a couple more music-related
yep.
ones? I think you'll like this. So, why does the tone of a siren change when it's in front of you compared to behind you? This is a two-pronged question, but we'll start with this. So why does the tone of the siren change depending on where it is around you?
So the siren is giving out tones like that up and down, and if the siren's coming towards you, the waves are being compressed relative to you, so you get a higher frequency. Then as it goes past you, it's a lower frequency, and the experiment has been done with an orchestra way back then playing a constant note on the back of a train, and they actually felt the people on the bridge thought that it was higher coming towards them and lower going away, and then the cops use this for working out your speed, and then astronomers use this for working out the speed of objects moving away from this, and from that, how old they are in the universe.
You've literally just answered the second part of the question,
Oh my God.
which is what they wanted to know. Would it be the same if you drove an orchestra around? So they've proved it, it's correct.
They did. They got a bunch of violinists, I think it was violinists, I could be wrong, to play exactly the same note, which is really hard. But they're experts and I'm not.
Incredible.
Okay,
next question, and I know some people have been wondering this. Can a fetus hear in utero? And if yes, can that influence your baby's music taste as they get older?
Yes, they definitely can hear what's going on, and they can respond to things that they don't like, and they will tend to follow whatever you like, so they're being quite obedient. So if, as the pregnant mother, you prefer to eat certain types of foods, they will like those foods. If you tend to like certain music, they will like what you like. You have successfully moulded them into a small mini-me, and they'll stay that way for a little while until they hit puberty. Then no matter what you like, they'll do the exact opposite.
Okay.
But then when they hit their early 20s, they'll come back, because that's when the human brain kind of matures. So when you're 22 and 364 days old, you can stay awake all day for day after day, have your own weight in marijuana and alcohol, consume enough ice to stop global warming, stay awake for 5 weeks, turn up on Monday, they say, how are you going? And when you're 23 in one day, if you stay up and watch the 7:30 report, when you come in the next day, they'll say, you look like crap. What happened? Oh, I watched the 7:30 report. Oh, that'll do it, yeah. So around that time is when they begin to love you back again. And so they'll like your music. Although there is that weird thing, and I'm still trying to find out why, that when the hormones are high, that music is the best music that ever has or will exist, and everything else is crap, which is why I'm listening to Triple J all the time, to try and retrain my brain into what's happening right now, as opposed to living in the past.
Next question, and I don't know if you guys have heard of this. Is there really a brown note?
The brown note is the one where infrasound is given out at a very loud level. So you can normally hear from 20 cycles per second up to 20,000 theoretically, and the infrasound is the brown note, they claim, which is supposed to make you defecate, and because you defecate you generate brown stuff, hence it's called the brown note. It has never been proved to exist.
Really?
Although the military do have access to different technologies. Certainly the Americans have used the microwave. So you think, oh, microwaves don't cause cancer, but they do generate heat. and they've done this thing where they just focus the beams, and suddenly you're in a demonstration half a kilometre away and your skin begins to burn. And if you walk away, the skin stops burning, so you stop the demonstration. And they've tried that a few times, but there are a few side effects like people's eyeballs getting all frozen and bad stuff like that. It's just collateral damage.
I don't know how we got there. So, yes, yes to the brown note or no to the brown note?
No.
Okay.
But maybe.
Maybe.
Because we don't know what they've got.
Yeah, there is a possibility. Okay. Watch out. And we've got it right now. No, I'm kidding. Imagine I wouldn't know. Did you see that story this week that apparently there are some mosquitoes who can hear Skrillex? They can hear it, yes. A certain frequency of Skrillex songs, mosquitoes can hear.
What song?
Skrillex.
How do you spell it?
Skrillex. Now I couldn't
What is this Skrillex of which you speak?
Look it up.
Okay.
I wish I could have gotten a question from Skrillex, but we did get some musicians to ask a question.
Oh, they're a musical band.
Yeah. He's a guy. He's one guy. He's a DJ producer.
Ah, right, talking his language. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yep.
So, Skrillex, you can look him up later.
Yep.
But we have some musical artists who are big fans of you who wanted to send in a question tonight.
Yep.
Let's start with an Australian rock legend, Paul Dempsey.
Hi there, Dr. Karl. This is Paul Dempsey from Something for Kate. And what I would like to ask you is, we are currently seeing lots of things in the news about artificial intelligence, quantum computing, gene editing, lots of exciting areas of research and development. But I was wondering if there is a area of scientific research that maybe isn't widely known about or widely reported on at the moment, but that you find particularly exciting, or that you think has the potential to significantly impact humanity, society, the planet 10 or 20 years from now. What do you think will be the big science headlines 20 years from now? Cheers.
Good question.
Wow. Okay, so you start off with the premise that the only real science is physics and everything else is stamp collecting. Ooh. Made enemies of the chemists, have we? Yeah, chemistry is just the physics of the outer electrons. Don't worry, darling. So, back in the late 1800s, there was a big problem. How did the sun keep on burning? Because they knew the size of the sun and how far away it was and its mass, and therefore if it was made of something full of energy like coal, which is just loaded with military industrial grades of energy, it would have run out in a million years. But the geologists were saying that the Earth was at least 20 million years old. It's actually 4,700 million years old, but that's okay. They're saying if it's at least 20 million years old, how did the sun keep on burning? And nobody could solve this problem. And on March the 1st, in 1896, I think it was, Henry Becquerel, he put some mineral salts, a bit of dirt that he got from the Congo, uranium salts, and he put them on a photographic plate and he exposed it magically through the black paper. And that simple thing gave us radio, wireless, phones where you can talk around the world. It just opened up the whole quantum world. It just changed everything. In the same way, right now, we've got 4 areas that are really messy that we don't know what's going on, which are dark matter, dark energy, black holes, and the missing 8 dimensions of the universe. And I'm fairly confident by the end of this century that one of you will say to your niece, "Hey, Jacinta, stop feeding dark energy to the black hole and come in and have lunch," and she will levitate to you. Something like, there will be something big coming out of where we had no idea it would come from.
So right now it's AI, in 10, 20 years, dark energy, dark matter.
AI is really, that's the wrong name, it's not artificial intelligence, it's a probability machine on steroids, as I've come to realise, or rather, it's a lots of maths that comes out with lies every now and then. Mm-hmm. So it's not real intelligence. Mm-hmm.
Next question is an artist who actually joined us on the show last year. He had a stack of questions for you. Yep. And he's got another one right here.
Hang on,
Dave from Glass Houses.
Dave from Glass Houses.
Yes, your bestie.
Oh my God. Come on, Dr. Dave.
Karl, what's up? It's me, your biggest fan, Dave from Glass Animals. And I just want to say congratulations on your live show. That is absolutely mega. I really, really, really wish that I could be there. And that sort of brings me on to my question, which is, is teleportation ever going to be possible? And if not, what will be the fastest way that we could ever, as humans, get around the globe, like from me here in London to you over there in Australia? Thanks for your answer. I look forward to it, and see you soon. Lots of love. Bye.
Teleportation means reading every single atom in a human body, and there's 80% of the atoms, are 60% are oxygen atoms, but there's maybe 30 or 40 different types of atoms, and then putting them together in exactly the right order in the right places to make collections of atoms that we call molecules, and then incorporating them into cells, and being able to do all of that absolutely perfectly. And still we don't know where life comes from if you get a bunch of chemicals. You can look at a living creature and say, there's chemicals there, but if you put the chemicals together that are in a living creature, it doesn't magically come live. We're getting closer to solving that. We might never solve it, but we don't know the answer. So I'm thinking a better way of getting from London to here is the missing 8 dimensions. So the normal dimensions we know are backwards, forwards, and then left, right, and up, down. And if you want to go from anywhere to anywhere, you go via these dimensions. And let's just take things back to 2 dimensions. So imagine the world is flat and there's a spot on that carpet over there and a spot over there. And if you want to go from there to there, you have to walkie all the way. But we, living in 3 dimensions, using the higher dimensions, can come along, pick up that carpet and kiss that corner to that corner, and then if you're at that corner, you can just suddenly jump into the 3rd dimension and pop out over there. You can go from there to there without crossing the distance in between because you travel via a higher dimension. And that's one of the possible things that was Paul said that we might be able to do in 20 or 50 years or 100 years or 1,000 years, use the higher dimensions to travel from here to there without crossing the distance in between.
Well, that leads well to this next one, which has come from someone in the audience.
Yeah?
It's a little wordy. If we teleported by being disassembled atom by atom, then reassembled elsewhere, are we still the same person or just a really confident copy that thinks we're the same us?
That goes. The answer is probably yes, but it goes back to that question by Bertrand Russell. Suppose that you are the only thing in all of the entire universe apart from God, and God created you with all your memories and the delusion that there's all these people in the universe, in the audience. How would you know that they weren't there and that you were the only thing in the universe? And the answer is you don't, which goes back to that wonderful show of, not The Simpsons, the other one, Futurama, where you got all these brains in a bottle. I don't know the link, but it's in there somewhere. So definitely yes, and possibly maybe.
Who travelled to get here today? Woo! Okay, some out-of-towners, love it. Why does a return trip always feel quicker than the way there?
On the way there, you haven't been there for a while, maybe a week or 2 or ever, and it's all new and novel and exciting, and where do I turn left and where's the sign and all that. By the way, in New South Wales, I hate the way that the signs often appear after you're supposed to decide. Okay, right. I just got that off my chest. Right. And so, whereas in America, they give you lots of warning. And so you've got this novelty thing and it's all exciting and you've got this sort of alertness at a high level, whereas on the way back, it's sort of like, I've already been here, yeah, it's boring, I go there. And so there's not so much new stuff to fill up the time, and so the perceived time compresses. That's according to what I read from the psychologist saying, I'm believing it because I'm not an expert psychologist, I just follow the old rule, the old Polish saying, which is, if you've got a dog, don't bark. So if you don't know what any field of science is or any field of knowledge, go to an expert, whether it's a plumber or a carpenter, and ask them, and then follow their opinion until they're wrong.
Mm-hmm. Next one. Since sodium is so reactive with water, why doesn't regular table salt, which is part sodium, explode in contact with liquids?
It's already been used up. So if you get some paper and then you burn it, you'll get carbon dioxide and a lot of heat and maybe a bit of ash, and it's already been burnt and it's had its one shot of going from there to there, and it's already over here in a lower energy state. And you can't burn that because there is no lower energy state. And with sodium, when you get pure sodium, the powder, which is normally stored in some sort of hydrocarbon, if you put it in water, it'll go with a big bang and give you, I'm guessing sodium hydroxide. Any chemists here? Is that right? Oh, thank God. We had a chemist in the audience. What's the magic number? Yeah, okay. Right. And then if you put it in contact with chlorine, you get a lesser reaction and it gives off energy and it's already been burnt. You can't burn it another time. But on the other hand, there is a reasonable chance that our universe is in a false dip of energy, and if we do something to it, it might roll into the next stage, but we're not quite at the stage of being able to destroy our universe yet.
Next, I want to get into a different kind of fibre. We've actually got a question from a Science with Dr. Karl alumni. Logie nominated recently as well. Dr. Zan.
Dr. Zan! Oh my God! It was fixed. You should have got it, Zan.
Yep. Absolutely.
Right on.
Was robbed.
And on one occasion, I actually astonished Zan by, in front of her, throwing out deleting 173,000 unread emails.
What?
Anyway, Zan, love your work, love everything you've ever done, everything you ever will do. And where are you, Zan?
Zan's not here tonight, but she sent in a
love
question.
you anyway. We still love you, Zan.
Let's go.
Okay, what's she got for us?
Hi, Karl. Dr. Zan here, your old friend. I've got a question for you. I have a really cute hot pink mohair jumper that I would love to wear, but every time I wear it, I get coated in mohair fibres. And someone told me that if you put that kind of fabric, like mohair, in a freezer, it won't shed. I don't understand this. What is the theory? And my question is twofold. First, why? And second, do I put it next to the peas or the ice cream?
Wow, there's a whole bunch of issues there. So firstly, the reason it's shedding is because the fibres have become mechanically disconnected, and the only way I can think they get reconnected in the freezer, if the freezer fairies come along and put a bit of araldite at the bottom of each one and stick them together, which is not going to happen. There may be some weird material science going on with thixotropic materials. Is there a material scientist here who works in fabrics? No, okay.
No.
So we'll say we don't know. But then secondly, I'm kind of thinking, a jumper's to keep warm, so therefore I'll put it in the freezer before I wear it. And I'm beginning to think, is this a real question or not? So I'll finish it by answering the first part with an I don't know, but the second part leads to a really deep answer that you'll be able to solve further down the line using this information. Do I put it next to the peas or the ice cream? And that answers the big question that always comes up with tomatoes and various, vegetable oil materials that people, if they want to go and have regular bowel motions, need to eat a lot of. So the question is it a fruit or is it a vegetable? And finally, I have solved the answer.
Which is?
If you put gravy on it, it's a vegetable. If you put ice cream on it, it's a fruit. You choose.
He solved it, everyone. He did it. Actually, this kind of works well with the next portion of the night because I feel like we've put you to work scientifically. You've been answering our science questions, but I think it's time we dig a little deeper, and that is why we're doing this. Now, you don't know this, Dr. Karl, but in the foyer, I was preparing some questions for you outside of the scientific realm. Emmy, bring out the jar of not science questions.
Not science. Oh my God.
Stage manager Emmy, everyone. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Dr. Emmy.
Now, these are questions that I've asked people to submit that actually have nothing to do with science. We can only do a few of them. Let's kind of go a little, not quick sticks, but,
We'll keep moving along. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, what's your favourite food and drink?
Steamed soybeans with steamed vegetables and tahini because I used to be a drug-crazed hippie.
Yum. What about your favourite drink?
Water with occasional bits of vitamins as a placebo because I love a good placebo and it forces me to drink 4 big glasses of water a day.
Love this question. Where do you get your shirts from?
From the House of Mary. And I'd like to point out that this shirt, if you look carefully, is possibly the only shirt you'll ever see in your entire life which has the button up on the wrist side rather on the palm side rather than on the other side. And that's because Mary loves me and I love her too.
Mary is Dr. Karl's wife and she makes all of his shirts.
3 hours after she's cut it out with using a 4-thread overlocker with differential feed so you can make lycra, as well as using a sewing machine with a buttonhole attachment. 3 hours.
And this is under their bespoke label, the House of Mary.
House of Mary.
I like this from Marcus. What have you learnt from Lucy Smith? What have you learned from me?
I have learned how to moderate my answers and to fit in with the audience, and I know how to make it shorter and longer, and you tell me what to do, and you might not know, but every now and then Lucy is going... or...
This is my universal... I probably should have done it with the tomato thing, then I go... Let's wrap it up. Yeah.
And I will obey.
Yeah, he does. He does
because
obey.
if you've got a dog, don't bark. If there's somebody who knows what they're doing, obey them.
Aw, Abby wants to know what makes you the happiest.
Family. Normally, everything adds up and evens out, but babies generate happiness out of nowhere. And we've got little babies all around the place, and sure, we're getting all new and unusual diseases. I've just recently had hand, foot and mouth disease. Give me a break. But on the other hand, they bring babies and little children bring so much joy into your life out of nothing.
Emily wants to know, if you weren't a scientist, what would you be?
Whatever I was, I'd do the best at it I could possibly do.
Okay, nice. Aww.
So when I was a cab driver, the other cab drivers, they do 320 kilometres a night. I'd do 400.
What have we got here? Ooh, favourite band?
Don't know. I'm still learning from Triple J. I haven't got a wide enough sample size to tell.
You love Wet Leg?
Oh, yeah, but are they a one-hit wonder? Am I allowed to say that? Zip my mouth.
Take that off the recording.
Right, okay. It never happened.
Ooh, how many books have you written and how many more will you write?
48 so far, and I'm trying to juggle whether to do more sciencey or to describe what happens as we're trying to develop a digital Dr. Karl to go online and fight the forces of evil.
Last TV show that you binge watched?
Murderbot. And Alex Skarsgård, is that his name?
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you a slight hint. It's like a Barbie doll down there, but he's still fantastic. And it's just you watch the episodes and you watch it for about 2 minutes and it's over. And you said, I thought that was a half-hour episode. They just go so fast. I highly recommend Murderbot.
What's it, Murderbot?
Murderbot.
Okay, this actually lands a little too well because I've actually also gotten some not science questions from people that you know. Dr. Ann Jones, who also hosts an ABC podcast, wants to know this.
G'day, it's Ann Jones from What the Duck, the nature podcast. And Dr. Karl, I'm asking for a friend. If you had to murder someone and get away with it, how would you do it?
See, I almost didn't include this for different reasons, but I thought it would maybe hit into the science realm.
Yeah.
But what do you reckon?
Well, you see, the thing is that you're always needing mRNA, small m, big RNA, to start the chain of making proteins in your body, and there's a chemical called aflatoxin which will stop that. So if you feed somebody some mushrooms, apparently it has the possibility of doing it, but the trouble is that you'd get busted for it, so I found a better way. So in chemistry, I love biochemistry, there's a thing called the Krebs cycle which describes how you turn glucose into energy. And if you do the thing called decoupling of oxidative phosphorylation, does that make sense to any biochemists out there? Yep. If you do decoupling of oxidative phosphorylation, they'll burn up in spontaneous human combustion. The only problem is I haven't worked out how to do the decoupling, but there's a few biochemists, so ask them.
Okay. Maybe not.
Maybe don't ask them.
We'll remove this from the video recording
didn't happen
as well.
Either. There's only 400 cases of spontaneous human combustion.
While we're on it, let's go with another one of your collaborators. I got a question from Adam Spencer.
Oh, the Spence.
G'day, Dr. Karl. It's your fellow sleek geek, the Spence here. I'm sure you're rocking at the Enmore Theatre and there's going to be some great science questions coming. But while you're at Sydney's home of rock and roll, why don't you share with the audience a story from your time as a roadie, yeah? Used to rock with the best of them, didn't Dr. Karl? What's something you learnt about your time on the road with great rock and roll acts that you carry forward into your performance ethos today? Have a great night, mate.
I got a really good lesson from Bo Diddley. So I was a roadie for him on his Australian leg of his tours, year after year after year. And one time I said, Bo, look, I can see you playing the same song over and over, but every time you play it with the same enthusiasm as though it's your first time. And he put this giant hand on my shoulder and he said, look, Karl, they call it showbiz. It's not show play, it's show biz. They give you money, you give them a good time, you give them the best time they ever had, and you're both happy. Always do the best you can. And I said, yes, Bo. And so I followed through that ethic from him. It was a great lesson. And of course, he was a great musician.
It's show business.
Yeah.
Now, the last question comes from someone who used to work at Triple J. You might have seen this person online impersonating Voldemort, Austin Powers, Oasis. Let's take it away.
G'day, Dr. Karl and Dr. Lucy. Geez, it seems like only yesterday that I was pretending to be you, taking all the callers that you couldn't get to.
Hello?
Hello, Dr. Karl and Triple J. What can I do for
Hey,
you?
doctors.
Well, a lot's changed since then. I don't have a moustache anymore. But Karl, I still remember meeting you in 2017. You gave me your business card.
Oh, my God.
I need to blur that so we don't dox him. But I've kept that to this day, and I'll call Karl from time to time, if I've got a rash or something like that. And he was like, you really need to see someone about that. And I said, come on, Karl, relax. Just tell me what cream to put on it. But because I'm blessed and I've got this business card and I can call Dr. Karl and ask him science questions any time, I used to love how he would always give me science jokes when we would bump into each other at Triple J. So I want to take this opportunity to ask Karl for your favourite science joke.
So Liam Stapleton there, you used to give him science jokes. What's your favourite?
Jokes are really important because they lift your spirit and they make you, and by you I mean not just you, but all of you, because we all matter. We all matter. You matter. You matter until you multiply yourself by the speed of light squared, then you energy, because E equals matter times the speed of light squared. I think it fell over that one. They didn't like that joke. No. Actually, I worked out my replies for all of his rashes, so I taught him all of my entire dermatological knowledge, which is, if it's wet, keep it dry. If it's dry, keep it wet. If it's both wet and dry at the same time, or neither wet nor dry, use steroids.
So we've learned a lot tonight. How to cure rashes, how many bananas would kill you if you ate them in one sitting. But Dr. Karl, would you believe actually, we've only got about 5 minutes left until the end here. We've reached the end. That's how quickly it goes.
This happens every week with you and me live.
Every
where
week.
we go, it's the end of the show, and we'll go, what? I haven't even...
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
But there are still so many questions that were submitted that we didn't get to. So I have a bit of an idea.
You have an idea? This sounds
Dr.
dangerous.
Karl, please stand.
Sure. Okay. I obey. Oh, my God. What did I do?
Dr. Karl, this is serious. Now, we know that you love to talk. We've recognised that. You could talk underwater. But in the next 3 minutes, I want you to answer as many science questions as possible.
Okay.
All of them submitted by people in this room.
3 minutes?
You have 3 minutes to get through
seconds?
as many as possible.
Jeez, okay.
And I need you at the front here to keep a bit of a timer going, a bit of a tally of how many questions he answers. Emmy, our stage manager, will also be doing that. So we've got 2 sources here. Dr. Karl, are you ready?
Yes, lay it on me.
Okay, let's go. Start the clock. Why is glass transparent?
Because the electrons in the glass do not like the photons of light and don't interact with it.
Why do we only see the same side of the moon from Earth?
Because it's gravitationally locked, because in the late heavy bombardment when the Earth was 300 million years old, there were lots of mass concentrations on the side of the moon facing the Earth.
Sure. What is the evolutionary or biological reason why we kiss?
So you can smell the other person, and because it feels nice as well, and it makes you want to love them very much in a special way.
Aww. Describe quantum mechanics in 25 words or less.
The universe is inherently fuzzy on the small scale, but not on a big scale, and we don't know why.
Why does anything exist?
It was an accident when the Big Bang happened, and we're just byproduct of a Big Bang.
How do enormous boats stay afloat in water?
Archimedes displaced their own mass. He was from Sicily.
What happens when we flex our muscle?
There are little ratchety things the muscle called actin and myosin, and they do this ratchety thing over each other like barbed wire twisting and pulling along.
All right, what are you benching these days?
Busted my shoulder in a surfing accident, 45 kilos.
Okay, 45. Nice. Do you believe in aliens? Yes or no?
I want to believe in aliens desperately.
Yes or no?
No.
All right. How old is the oldest rock or mineral found on Earth?
About 3.8, 3.9, maybe 4.2 billion years.
It's 4.4 billion.
Ballpark figure, 10%.
Okay, why aren't you that good at geology?
Because I never studied it, and I regret that to this day.
Can you fart in space?
Yes, and if you had a little hole, you could use it as a propulsion method.
Are we really made of stardust?
Yes, except for the hydrogen. That was created at the Big Bang, but everything else was
60
stardust.
seconds remaining.
How many? How many? Can plants hear?
Yes, and they can spawn, and they have emotions, and they can have a memory.
That's so cute. Why do cats always land on their feet?
Because they do conservation of angular momentum differently between their front and back legs.
Do we really swallow spiders in our sleep?
No, that's a lie.
Is it true we only use 10% of our brain?
Another lie.
What's the loudest sound in the universe?
Oh, probably a couple of hundred dB from a supernova, guessing.
Tea or coffee?
30 seconds
Coffee?
remaining.
Come on.
Could a coin from a skyscraper kill someone if it was dropped from the skyscraper?
It'd have to not flip and be vertical, and they'd have to have weakness and not improper fusion of the sutures.
Favourite element on the periodic table?
Plutonium, because it has all 6 of the possible crystalline metallic states.
What's a science myth that annoys you?
That we only use 10% of our brain.
What would happen if the moon disappeared? Oh my God.
How many did we get to? Shucks.
What is your name? Sorry? Rebecca. How many did he get? 22 in 3 minutes. Yes,
Wow.
Dr. Karl. What are those odds? What are those odds? 22 in 3 minutes. Quick maths.
So 180 divided by 22, that's 1 every 9, 1 every 8.8 seconds or something.
Okay. Well,
Right.
he just did that. Okay, everyone give a big round of applause to Dr. Karl. And we did it. For the very first time, Science with Dr. Karl live at the Enmore Theatre. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
thank you so much for being here for the inaugural Science with Dr. Karl live. We are going to be in the foyer. Dr. Karl is going to be signing books, so we'll see you out there. Get home safe. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye.
Thank you.
So
we did it. We did it. Oh my God, I can't believe we did it. Okay, out the back.